Hello guys and welcome back. So I'm gonna go create the leg. Let me hold it down control and mask out this surface that the light is growing from, right? And control click to reverse the mask. I'm gonna turn that back. That's the Y button to toggle to the old transpose to the new gizmo. So the measurement is again around 4 heads long. So let me actually move it here and drag it down 4 heads all the way to there, and control shift, use the clip curve tool again, just cut the bottom out. Let's clear the mask and data mesh. Okay, just like how I did the body, I'm using the same kind of like philosophy for the leg. The first thing I want to figure out is the the curve. The leg oftentimes is like when you're standing still, it's not straight down, it's basically some kind of like line tilting back. Okay, you want to be able to make sure that make sure that the center of the gravity, which is where the hip is, still can be land between the foot. I'm gonna use clip curve again to cut it here, just to give it a nice arc. As you can see, the arc of the leg, if I can draw that out, is basically again a S shape like that. Okay, now depending on what kind of a character, male or female, female tend to be more curved. So anyway, and use move to just to refine the contour a little bit more. Now you could assume that the most important part on the leg is the knee, but it is important, but this is more important, this contour here you're getting. As you can see, I can even have this contour without even defining where the knee is. Okay, so that's the set contour. As you can see, if you zoom away far enough, it feels like the leg is there already. If you don't have that, then you may want to like refine it just a little bit more. Go to the front view here. I'm gonna also use the move again just to drag out the volume here for the leg. Let me drag that down a little bit. Okay, and here on the inside, also drag it in. If you're standing still, without the leg being spread out, you can feel like sometimes this face is touching the other face. There's actually pretty tight space there. And here I'm gonna find out where the knee is. The knee is, if you use transpose line and drag out a line here, the knee is slightly below the middle. As you can see, transpose line can be a good measuring tool. So over there, right. So where the knee is, if I find out the knee, I can actually draw from the side of the knee and draw a line like this. This is going to be used to define like where the bone in the middle is. I shouldn't have that yet because it's actually a really weird shape. Right? So let me actually fill that in for now. Just make it rounded and generic before I really try to add these details out to push this in. Just want to have a nice contour. Again, what I'm trying to do now is not this detail yet, is again the silhouette of the leg, very important. So here on the inside you have a bigger bump, on the outside you have a smoother bump. Now notice that I didn't mention any muscle because you don't have to. Those are silhouettes, right? So make sure that you figure these guys out. Again, if you zoom away, it should feel like a leg already without those muscle structures. So let me drag it up just so it seems like the knee is a little bit on the inside. Alright, let me dynamic mesh it. So now it's really time to start populating the muscles. Right? The muscles here, you call that quadrupic or something, right? Because it has like four lines, four endings connected to different parts. So I'm gonna smooth that out. Right. Let's give it some volume. And another landmark I use to find is this muscle here, the longest muscle on the human body. It goes all the way and wraps around the knee and goes in. Right. So I'm gonna start populating the volume on the outside of this line. Okay, and drag it inwards just a little bit. The knee is really thin on leg is probably the thinnest part, except the ankle here is really thin here. So, alright, let me smooth this out. So here, oftentimes for a strong person, you'll see like a little bump here. That's one of the end of that muscle, so you can draw that out. And another guy here, it's like a little fish shape. And another guy on the outside. And not very important yet either. Just have the volume there, the volume, the contour, silhouette. Those things are important. Specific muscle shapes can vary, but you have to have those generic big proportion here. The muscles on the inside is just going in this direction. Okay. Probably don't want to see those guys either. Here I just need some volume to, you know, fake that male equipment there. Smooth it out, right? Not important either. So yeah, just drag it around. And here on the knee is like a tilted square shape. Okay. Of course, it's not completely square, but it's closer to a square. It's rounded, nonetheless. So I'm gonna draw out some volume in the middle. Now, because it's bent and has some wrinkles, you can actually fix some wrinkles here in the middle, just to you know, mimic that that feature. But more importantly, you have to figure out the surroundings, like how the muscle is wrapping around it. If you have that, if you don't have that, it's gonna look bad no matter what you do with it. Okay. And let's go to the... Actually, let me just finish the front. So, and this cape goes, not cape goes, it's wrapping around the bottom and ends up with other tissues. And here you have another muscle going in this direction. Alright. And drag it back and arc it. Alright, let's do the back here. So, let me also fix this contour first. Let's give it some more rounded volume and smooth it out. So what I really worry about is here, what's behind it. So, the butt, I'm gonna use stem center, drag down, holding down shift. Let me make it stronger here. Drag down, holding down shift. Oops. Drag down, holding down shift, and release shift. Okay, that's how I do it. And here you can basically, let me push that in. You can basically just draw out a reversed C shape, or C shape here. It's actually just the C shape. And you can also use edge polish to, you know, push a flat plane there. That's basically how the structure should look like, right? It's thinner in the back and thicker in the front. So fun fact about the human torso is that on the top, the back is wider than the front, and when it goes down, the front is wider than the back. Right? So you can always follow that kind of feature. So let me just give it a little bit more volume, and then going down here, I'm gonna carve out some of the detail. Now the muscle actually ends up like this, right? Oftentimes you do see like people is actually having the seam going up, and that's just the way it is. So that muscle goes that way, doesn't mean this line goes that way, because there are other things, not just muscle on the human body. Alright. For the top, I can use stem center just to drag in some of the shapes, push this in and smooth that out and redo the connection here. Alright, and on this part you do have some other muscles like that on the back. Okay, connect it to the top edge. Alright, so let me use move just to drag the shapes around, probably need to make that go higher, because this is not like the degree here is beyond 45 degrees. I mean this line here. Let's see, maybe I can drag that down just to get a proper representation of this this part of the body. Alright, so again, moving back, right? So we have this. I can actually go change the shape a little bit. So from the back, it should be like this guy is longer than this guy, this kind of like shape. And if you really wanted to, you can use planar shapes just to represent it better, and then you give it some volume later on. But yeah. Drag it down just a little bit, and then maybe I just need to carve this in. I probably need more resolution for some detailed shape here, so I don't really want to rush it yet. Alright, so here you have this cylindrical muscle, right, on the back. It doesn't go all the way down, it kind of like spread out. Let me actually push these guys in. It actually, let me also carve that in just a little bit. Right. It actually goes or wrap around to the front and around the knee again, like that. And that's why you see something here, a little bump from the front view there, and again on the other side too. Right, and then you have the bottom ones going beneath from that branching of the top guy here. So the top guy branches out to two branches, and they go forward, right? They go forward. So this branch and this branch, they go forward and wrap around the knee, right? Wrap around the knee, and then beneath that branch, you have the bottom muscles on the lower leg. Growing out from there. Actually carve these guys in just to refine the contour of the shape. Right. Oftentimes I forget to look at my reference. It's important to look at reference, not because we don't know the structure, but it could be something that we don't remember or didn't do correctly. So yeah, anyway, so I have this guy here, right? Just give it a little bit more volume. Again, you want to keep checking, like, am I doing too much? Am I destroying the contour again? Maybe just bring it back a little bit, especially maybe here, and smooth it out. I don't quite like that, so push that in too. Give it some volume here. I'm using edge polish here just to push this in, to create a face here too, because it's kind of like that. It's like sharp here. If you touch your leg, you can feel the bone is there, and it's not that much in front of it. Right, so alright, that's pretty much all you have to do for the leg. For smaller details, you can venture more, right? You can just be aware that no matter how deep you go for these things, you always zoom out, look at the contour, see if it's good. It could be wrong, it could be really ugly if you don't really try to control the silhouette. Again, the arcs, the bigger shapes. Anyway, so let's say this is a leg, and in the next tutorial we're gonna move on to the arm. Okay, see you next time.